Hello, I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and this is the Peace is Here podcast. Welcome to Peacewarts, School of Peacecraft and Inquiry, where we practice the skills of peace through short classes. We take the peace work seriously, but not ourselves. If you're joining us mid-school year, you're not late. Orientation begins at episode 198. Welcome back to Peacewarts, Peace Scholars. We are in Resonant Charms 101 in the Echo Chamber. In our last lesson, we examined how the weight of our metaphors can accidentally anchor us to war. Today, we focus on protection. We are studying the false consensus detector, how to spot manufactured agreement, and how to protect the authentic lone voice that saves a group from itself. The 20th century social psychologist Solomon Asch once observed that intelligent, well-meaning young people are willing to call white black is a matter of concern. He said this after his famous conformity experiments, where a lone student routinely abandoned the evidence of their own eyes just to agree with a roomful of actors giving a flat-out wrong answer. Asch wasn't criticizing the youth, he was warning us about a culture that trains bright individuals to prioritize fitting in over speaking the objective truth. The entry, the counter-signal charm. In the Department of Resonant Charms, peace is not the same thing as total agreement. In fact, total agreement is often a warning sign of a compromised signal. Astroturfing is a technique where an artificial message is made to look like a grassroots movement, fake greenery covering a corporate engine. A peace scholar uses the false consensus detector to ensure the will of the people isn't actually just mob rule in a clever mask. To ensure the posterity of the human race, we must protect the diversity of the human signal. The history, AA's minority opinion, and the funding trail. To see how we protect the future, we look to the structural wisdom of Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. In the early 1950s, AA codified a formal right of appeal known as the minority opinion. In an AA business meeting, if a vote is not unanimous, the chair must call for the minority to speak. This is based on a profound observation of human nature. A loud, boisterous majority can often sweep a room with enthusiasm, but when the softer, dissenting voice is given the actual time to be heard, people often change their view, if not in the moment, then later upon reflection. By giving the soft signal a structural guarantee, AA prevents the majority from making premature or tyrannical decisions that could damage the group's posterity. We contrast this with the Global Climate Coalition, GCC, of the 1990s. On the surface, it looked like a massive group of concerned citizens. However, it was later revealed to be an artificial consensus funded by major oil interests. While AA used the minority voice to find the truth, the GCC used a manufactured majority to hide it. This is why we must also look for sock puppets, fake online personas used in programs like Operation Earnest Voice to create the illusion of a crowd. The thesis: recognize, verify, rehumanize. The lesson for today follows a three-part spine to protect the peace of the room. 1. Recognize the three signatures of manufacture. Identical syntax. If 10 people use the exact same phrase across independent accounts, they are likely repeating a script. The sudden surge. Bot weather spikes overnight. Real human climate evolves slowly. The missing middle. In a manufactured group, you find only loud leaders and quiet followers. You rarely find the people in the middle asking nuanced questions. 2. Verify the source, the funding trail. Before believing the crowd, check the About or Imprint section. Trace the campaign from the hashtag back to the trade group or PR firm. If Progressive Energy Partners, a fictional name, is actually a corporate lobby, the consensus is a spell, not a reality. Remember the rule: no face, no weight. 3. Rehumanize the room, the AA model. Practice the minority opinion protocol. If everyone agrees, intentionally pause and ask, "I'd like to hear from the minority. What are we missing?" Use round-robin speaking to prevent a micro-majority illusion where 3 to 5 loud voices dominate the airwaves. This ensures that racial, ethnic, and social minorities who have historically struggled for inclusion are structurally guaranteed a frequency. The false consensus detector micro-practice. When you feel the pressure of a unanimous room, try the curiosity counter-charm. Instead of accusing, ask, "Where did this specific phrase originate?" Or, "Who is organizing this page?" If the response is a scripted slogan rather than an answer, you have detected a false consensus. The Commons Forge. How does this concept of a false consensus detector support a world of sharing? It highlights that authentic community agreement is a shared governance asset that must be protected from artificial degradation. When corporate or institutional interests manufacture fake grassroots movements, they construct psychological fences that distort public priority and crowd out organic civic collaboration. By actively identifying these manipulative signatures and defending genuine dissenting viewpoints, a peace scholar protects the integrity of our decision-making spaces, ensuring that our shared social and environmental assets are managed through true cooperative community will rather than deceptive external influence. Homework. 1. Look up the AA 12 concepts for world service, specifically the right of appeal, or the history of Operation Earnest Voice, and identify one way artificial personas are used to shift public opinion. 2. Write down one question about any of this episode's topics. If you don't have a question, just write "no question." 3. Optional. Journal about a time you were the minority opinion. Did the group give you the right of appeal, or did you feel the pressure of the micro-majority? If you'd like to read more on this subject, some book suggestions are Think Like a Commoner, A Short Introduction to the Life of the Commons by David Bollier, which outlines how true community consensus operates and provides an excellent lens for spotting artificial, corporate, or manufactured enclosures of agreement. And Toxic Sludge Is Good for You, Lies, Damn Lies, and the Public Relations Industry by John Stauber and Sheldon Rampton, a foundational sharp look at how public relations firms systematically manufacture fake grassroots movements. These are also in the show notes with the homework. The clear signal. A clear signal is a brave signal. Do not be afraid of the silence that follows a hard question. True consensus is built on the floor of the room, not handed down from the ceiling. By protecting the minority voice today, we safeguard the wisdom of tomorrow. Until our next lesson, keep your heart in the harmonic. Class dismissed. Thank you for listening. If you're looking for your next read, I write books about strong friends, wild places, and a future worth the effort. The Pater the Water Dog Saves the Planet series follows two best friends, Tilly and Camus, strong, funny, and in love with the wild world, who decide their small choices add up to something. Hopeful eco-fiction for grown-ups, climate fiction without the doom. You can jump in anywhere or start with book 1. In one more year, Tilly can swim like a dolphin and run like the wind. She just never learned to cycle, which is a problem because she's decided to attempt her first Ironman. Her reason isn't glory, it's a quiet, stubborn idea. If one ordinary person can finish something this hard, maybe a whole town can be talked into buying less, wasting less, and keeping their stuff longer. One more year. To pull it off, Tilly leans on her best friend and coach Camus, tattooed, tequila-loving, and exactly the voice you'd want yelling at you from the shore, plus a gruff retired cycling pro hiding out on a private island, a pack of maverick mountain bikers, a salty old pirate named Ike, and Pedro, her devoted water dog. Together they train, scheme, fall a little in love, and slowly realize their northwest lake town of Sandglass is facing a threat bigger than any race. My books are available wherever books are sold, including at avascolfspec.com. Podcast music is by Javier Peque Rodriguez, and the track is I Am Late, Madame Curie. Sound effects are from Pixabay. Regarding peace, we need not delay or despair. We are not late. We are right on time to love. We are all scholars of peace. Listen for the peace.